21 Democrats-led states are suing the Trump administration in a push to restore taxpayer funded benefits, I should say, for illegal migrants. Border czar Tom Homan is here. He'll react to that in moments. But first, Griff Jenkins has more on this from the White House. So, Griff, what is their plan exactly?
Well, so, Sandra, these 21 AGs, all from Democrat-led states, are suing the Trump administration to restore taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal aliens. Benefits, by the way, paid for by you, the American people. Now, this lawsuit, led by New York's Letitia James, comes after several federal agencies announced earlier this month they're cutting undocumented immigrants' access to more than a dozen health and education programs.
It's nothing more than an attempt by this administration to terminate programs that millions of individuals have relied upon in order to advance his cruel immigration policies. It is unconscionable, it's unconstitutional, it's in violation of the law, and that is why we are seeking an injunction against the implementation of this.
Now, the Trump administration claims by barring access to programs like Head Start, food aid, and job training for illegal aliens, they are preserving nearly $40 billion in benefits for American citizens. But these states argue the changes are causing significant disruptions already and that providers could struggle to verify the citizenship status of recipients. The National Republican Congressional Committee is blasting this lawsuit, saying, quote, "Let that sink in. Democrats are fighting in court to take your money and give it to criminals who broke our laws." But as Democrats push to restore access, they argue most federal benefits are already off limits to illegal aliens. Meanwhile, in some progressive states like California and Illinois that have state-funded health benefits for illegal aliens, they're now starting to scale those programs back due to budget shortfalls. Sandra?
All right, Griff Jenkins live at the White House on that for us. Griff, thank you. John?
All right, Sandra, for more on this, let's bring in Tom Homan, the Trump administration border czar. Tom, a lot to get to in the next few minutes. But let me get you, first of all, to comment on this lawsuit brought by Letitia James and attorneys general from 20 other states.
Well, look, it's ridiculous. Letitia James, I mean, she's the attorney general of the state of New York. She's the chief law enforcement officer. She's an officer of the court. She should want ICE out there enforcing the law. And as far as, you know, I've heard for decades from the Democrats that illegal aliens don't take advantage of our social services programs. They have. I've been around a long time. This is a great move by President Trump. Number one, it ends an enticement for a lot of people to come here. And number two, taxpayer benefits should go to the United States taxpayers, not those who are in the country illegally, who entered the country illegally, which is a crime. So this is the exact thing we should be doing. I salute President Trump for pushing this.
I know, Tom, that you are very frustrated with the lack of cooperation that you're getting from law enforcement officials in New York State, in particular New York City, when it comes to ICE operations. Letitia James had this to say about New York's support for ICE operations. Listen here.
New York State and other Democratic states cooperate with ICE when it comes to criminal convictions, but when it comes to innocent individuals who serve as your nanny, who clean your home, individuals who are our neighbors, individuals who unfortunately are just trying to make ends meet each and every day.
So she's saying it's a different thing, that they're cooperating with you on criminal convictions, but other folks, not so much. But are they cooperating with you on criminal convictions?
No, they're not. She knows what she's talking about. Bottom line is we are prioritizing criminal threats and public safety threats and national security threats. We had an agreement to get into Rikers Island, and Mayor Adams, you know, signed an executive order to get into Rikers Island. Of course, the governor came down, you know, totally against it. City council sued and kept us out of there. We're on our way to some collaboration on criminals in Rikers Island, but that was shut down. But you know, they keep pushing this issue. They're helping us. No, they're not. New York City, matter of fact, the two men who were involved with shooting the off-duty CBP officer, they both were released from NYPD precincts many times, several times. So, and look, in New York, NYPD wants to help us. The officers on the ground want to help us, but it's a sanctuary city that was created by Bill Blasio and supported by the city council that has shut us out. Letitia James is wrong. New York is not helping us with criminals.
All right. A shining example of that might be what happened with the CBP officer who was shot by an illegal alien in Fort Washington Park. Here's the rap sheet of one of the people under arrest. Christian Ayabar Baroa entered the U.S. illegally in June of 2022. New York City ignored a detainer against him. He was charged with second-degree reckless endangerment, grand larceny, petit larceny a couple of times. Despite an ICE detainer, he was released back onto New York City streets. Also charges of reckless driving, driving without a license. A final removal order of January 3rd, 2023, yet he was still out in the streets. His alleged accomplice, Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez, entered the U.S. illegally April 4th, 2023, charged with grand larceny, petit larceny, reckless driving, second and third degree assault, criminal contempt a couple of times, robbery with a firearm in Massachusetts. Final order of removal November 6, 2024. Yet he was still on the streets as well. So what does that say about this vaunted cooperation that Letitia James is talking about?
There is no cooperation. I'll use Laken Riley, for example. She may be alive today if NYPD would work with ICE, because he was arrested and charged with a crime in New York City and simply walked out of the precinct. The illegal aliens who attacked NYPD officers in Times Square, they were arrested. No one called ICE. And so it goes on and on and on. So I blame several people. I blame the governor of New York, Governor Hochul, who pushed bail reform, so people are being released straight from the precincts. And I blame the city council to New York City, because they are shutting down any cooperation with ICE. Again, we're so close to getting to Rikers Island, so we can arrest a bad guy in the safety and security of a jail, rather than release him in the community, which is going to be another community threat. City council shut it down through lawsuits. So Letitia James, dead wrong on this.
Yeah, and, a CBP officer lucky to be alive, thanks to New York City policies after he was shot by that illegal alien. Tom, well, I know that you've vowed to flood the zone there in New York City. We'll keep an eye and see what happens. Appreciate your time, sir.
Appreciate it. And yes, we are going to flood the zone.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.